Shalom.
Amazing stuff.
Hopefully
Ben,
this
Mike,
works.
good to see you both. Thank you so
I'm
much.
having some technical difficulties with my phone. Check this
All
out.
right, New York's Democrat governor
There you
has
go.
gone full big sister, I guess we should say. Kathy Hochul has launched a statewide effort to ramp up surveillance on social media accounts, targeting anybody committing hate speech online.
We're very focused on the data we're collecting from surveillance efforts. What's being said on social media platforms? Our social media analysis unit has ramped up its monitoring of sites to catch incitement to violence, direct threats to others.
So they always pull this in a vulnerable moment, right? It's just like the Patriot Act after 9/11. Right now, there's a lot of hate out there regarding Israel. This is when they make their power grabs. All this has already happened in the UK, which is always a couple steps ahead of our lunacy. A viral video a few weeks ago shows a man being arrested by British police after posting a video on Facebook criticizing migrants in his country for putting up Palestinian flags in his neighborhood as a show of endorsement of what we saw from Hamas on October 7th.
And you have
He
bubble-head
criticized
Israelites talking about they
that.
want the smoke with the
And the cops show up
Palestinians.
at his
They're
house.
watching everything you do and say.
They showed him at the door. They arrested him in front of his wife.
Mm-hmm.
The reasons why we did this is on the 17th and 10th of 2023, on Bethel Green Road at 10:04, you were witness to saying, obviously, people, why are they over here, etc., will be let into our country, etc.
So, you take him, disgusting, he's a disgusting.
They are watching you.
They
They already know who you are. They are
Stage
watching you.
4 cancer patient, husband arrested because he's tired of having terror sympathizers living in his neighborhood. Sound about right? New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney joins us
You know,
now.
automatically
Thank you
they
so much
want to
coming
stop
on.
the
What a
truth. That's
dangerous
what all this
road
is for,
we're
to
now
stop the
drifting
truth.
down. I'm
But
not
guess what?
surprised
You
this is
can't
happening.
stop it. It's already.
I'm not surprised in New York at all. This is the speech
It's a lot.
police back at it, just like the Biden administration engaged in this. Now we have this, and who decides what free speech is and what's hate speech? Is that a subjective determination by Kathy Hochul? Maybe you would be against some Democratic policy. Maybe you would be against, gerrymandering and redistricting in New York, and therefore we're going to have to do surveillance on you through your Facebook accounts. Why doesn't she help the police? There are so many ways that we could help the police actually crack down on people who are actually harming others, as opposed to trying to fish around and do basically, trying to find something wrong, as opposed to having, letting the facts lead where they do, and then finding out that we have to actually investigate this situation.
That's something else. You're seeing they've been looking for a long time ways to subvert all these little annoying things in our Constitution, because our Constitution was written by people that had a healthy disdain for government. But now we have a government here that wants to get around all that.
Certainly, the whole point of our government was to be self-governing. I mean, they wanted freedom. They left the monarchy, they left the queen and the king and all these people and came to this country for freedom. And that's what our country is all about. And actually, the original colonies had very similar kinds of Bill of Rights and Constitution. And it's interesting, the state of New York was the 11th state. It was almost the last in signing on to accepting our federal government until and unless they had a Bill of Rights to protect free speech. So ironically, here we are, one of the least free states in the nation, and it's New York, that once stood and was once very important in the founding of our nation.
Yeah, I had a thought that,
They say you're free, but you can't say shit.
Right, flying free. I think
You
that
can't
the
say
symbol should now
shit,
be a
man.
bird in a cage. I think that's more accurately representing what we're turning into under these people. I want to change topics. I want to talk about voting, even in a state as blue as New York.
Voters
rejected mass mail-in voting just 2 years ago.
Shalom.
But in September, Governor Hochul